All right. Looks like we are up and running. Good Saturday morning, Utah. We've got gorgeous start to the day. Lots of sunshine. Bluebird ski day if you're up on the slopes. We've had a little bit of high thin cloud cover, but overall, just a gorgeous start to the weekend. We're going to switch gears. Let's take it over to one of the resorts Brian had, showing off some of the sun. No new snow, of course. Right? We should have new snow. It's winter, but we're still on the dry side of any storms, and we are on the milder side today as far as temperatures are going to be concerned. So we've warmed a good 5, almost 10 degrees along the Wasatch Front from this time yesterday. There's that Oka Mountain camera showing nice conditions, and we're sitting at freezing. For Salt Lake, Logan, Price, St. George is at 40. And it's not too bad as far as air quality is concerned. By comparison, when we have ridges of high pressure, we have a ridge across the west. We've got troughing along the central eastern part of the country where temperatures are just 1 degree in New York. They've had snow down in the southeast, mid-Atlantic states, 9 degrees in Omaha. We're 36 Missoula, and 28 Denver. We're right at freezing, as we mentioned. So here's kind of the overall setup across the country. There's that next storm system sliding around the ridge into the northern plains. It's going to continue impact there. We've got a trough of low pressure moving through the southeast, even rain and cooler temperatures in Florida. While we could use some moisture, we're not looking like we're going to get anything anytime soon. So, unfortunately, mentioned a weak storm system passing by tomorrow into Monday. And we'll have a little bit of cloud cover from it tomorrow primarily. So this is the high resolution rapid refresh model showing clouds across central, primarily northern Utah Sunday, expanding statewide into Monday as that storm just grazes us. This model trying to show a very thin line of maybe some rain and snow showers, pretty unimpressive, of course. So plan on at least a little bit of mixing should take place. So keeping our air quality in check should help kind of thin out some of the haze. Any temperature inversion early next week, but temperatures are expected to continue to warm, especially at the slope. So upper 20s this morning, should be about 37 at 2 o'clock with these clear skies. And across the valleys, we're going to continue to warm pretty quickly into the low 50s for the Wasatch Front, with, again, some of the haze, but generally high in the sky clouds, if anything, nice conditions, and then lots of sunshine down south, mid 60, 65 in St. George. So we will take that. For the rest of the weekend, at least across northern Utah, plan on warming temperatures from low 50s today, 55 tomorrow. And then for Groundhog Day, we will see similar conditions, some haze out there, but improving conditions as far as valley haze with the front moving in Monday. Into Tuesday with northwest flow should keep temperatures or air quality a little better, but also temperatures a little cooler into Tuesday next week. So here's kind of a different way of looking at what's going on in the atmosphere. So not just showing clouds and moisture, but this is showing troughs and ridges. So this is a graphic that's just loading up. It's called our upper level weather pattern or charts that shows roughly midway through the atmosphere what's going on, where we're seeing those ridges. So we've got one, of course, across the western states. Here's that Clipper storm system Monday. It's not going to bring any moisture, but it will bring a northwest flow, which hopefully will help clean out, as I mentioned, some of the air. And then high pressure back in place after that. So we're staying high and dry. A closed low ends up forming and diving south. That's not going to bring any impacts to us as it might look like it would, but unfortunately the ridge stays dominant. And so as we look at snow across the country through next Saturday, so a week out, we're high and dry for much of the west. Pacific Northwest gets a little bit of snow. And then there's a storm that's potentially brewing next Wednesday, Thursday time frame, around the 9th and 10th. So what days it was looking like, go to February. Why isn't my thing? There it goes. Let's see, 9th, 10th, maybe, yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday next week. So, or excuse me, the following week, closer to mid-February, could start to see somewhat of a pattern change, I hope. But a lot of the long-range models are not giving us much hope, unfortunately, at this point. So Low 50s. Today, mid 40s up in the mountain valleys, Logan 48, 46 Park City. So warming to near 50 tomorrow in Park City. 65 in St. George, really comfortable weather, just kind of gorgeous. More spring-like weather across the state. As we head into Groundhog Day Monday, we're definitely seeing Groundhog Day type weather in southern Utah with a few clouds late Sunday, Monday. Otherwise, lots of sun. Northern Utah, low 50s today, and then we're low to mid 50s all the way through next week. 54 by next Friday with some haze. So desperately need snow. In fact, one of the issues with the snowpack this weekend is that we're approaching all-time record lows tonight, tomorrow, with the lack of any snow in the forecast. So we're sitting at 56% of normal. That's the snow water equivalent. So if we were to melt down what snow we do have, it's about 5.1 inches statewide. We need to get up to about 16 inches by peak snow water equivalent, or peak SWE. So that's around the first part of April. So we're way behind. Graphing that same data for the state looks like this. And so you will see, is this a cloud? What is this? I'll put the cloud over it. I thought it was a pointer. So you see the black line, that's where we are right now. We're just breaking now record low amounts of snow this weekend, where we really have just been stuck right around 5 inches of snow water equivalent since early parts of January. 56% of normal, 62 days until we hit that first week of April peak or medium peak. And yeah, we're not doing well as far as that's concerned. And what else was going to show? Let's see, snowpack, snow water equivalent, air quality, we've got that. Yeah, so pretty quiet for the weekend into next week. Air quality, again, shouldn't be too much of a concern as we get into early next week, where we're expecting that storm system to clip northern Utah. But of course, we can always do our part, if you can, to limit the number of trips we take to help reduce some of the emissions, the pollution we put out, especially next week, is that ridge is going to stay in place for a while. In fact, if we look at this 6 to 10 day outlook, it shows things are still pretty dry. So not all models are agreeing on active weather setting up towards that first part of, or towards the middle of February, but hopefully things start to change. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy at least some vitamin D for now. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.